Everyone wants to win in fantasy football, obviously, so here's 5 quick and easy tips to help you do that. First, you've got to remember that opportunity is king. You want a quarterback that has a lot of passing attempts, a receiver that gets a lot of targets, and a running back that not only gets a lot of rushing attempts, but also is involved in the passing game. And to a lesser degree, you want to take a look at red zone usage as well. The bottom line is you want your players to have the most opportunities to score you fantasy points. The second thing is make sure you pick the right stars. These are the guys that you're going to pick in the first 2 to 3 rounds of your draft. Do not gamble. These picks need to be guys that you can consistently trust throughout the year to carry your team. So that means if you're having to make a choice between the first or second year player that could break out or a veteran who's consistently a top 5, top 7 player in his position, you want to go with the veteran. The third thing is that you want to maximize your stars' value by surrounding them with guys who have high floors. So what does this mean? Well, don't just look at their average fantasy point total. No, you want to look at their individual game scores and see what they're doing on the weeks where they're not going off. Are they scoring 0 to 5 points, or are they still mostly putting up respectable scores that aren't going to drown you in a matchup? Number 4, never ever, with a few exceptions, roster a quarterback and a running back or a running back and receiver from the same team. The reason is pretty simple. If a quarterback is throwing a touchdown pass to a receiver, the running back isn't scoring. If the running back is running for a touchdown, the quarterback's not throwing one. They end up eating into each other's potential value. And that's what you want to stay away from. Now, there are some instances where it's a high-powered offense and everybody has a chance to eat. But you got to use logic there and be able to identify what those situations are. Conversely, it is advisable to roster a quarterback and receiver from the same team, given that you would start either if they weren't on the same team. So if you have a quarterback that you would start regardless of whether the wide receiver was there or not, and a receiver that you would start regardless if you had their quarterback or not, then you do that. Otherwise, stay away from all of it. And number 5, always be on the lookout to upgrade your team. Use your bench to stash value for future trades. Take flyers on talented backups that could get an opportunity if an injury happens. Look for guys who could be fantasy starters on most teams, but are available on the waiver wire or late in your draft that you could potentially either start or combine and flip in a trade to upgrade your starting lineup. So in summary, you want to remember that opportunity is king. You don't want to gamble when drafting your stars. You want to maximize your stars' value by surrounding them with high floor guys. You don't want to pair a running back and quarterback or running back and receiver from the same team, except in certain situations. And finally, you want to always look to upgrade your team by using your bench to stash value. Good luck in this fantasy season. I'll see you next time.